And I just dreamed about cars. And then when I got my driver's license, I raced on the highway and raced. We'd like to be, but we're not going over that right around. We're going to.
Rick Hendrick just took a stand that could shake the auto industry and NASCAR to its core. But is he protecting freedom or standing in the way of progress? Rick Hendrick isn't just a name in NASCAR, he's a titan. As the founder of Hendrick Motorsports, he has led his team to multiple championships, making it one of the most successful in the sport's history. Beyond the racetrack, Hendrick owns a vast network of Chevrolet dealerships across the U.S., positioning him as a significant player in both motorsports and the automotive retail industry. He straddles both worlds, one foot in high-octane racing, the other in the mainstream car business. That dual role gives his latest move serious weight. California has set a bold target. By 2035, 80% of new vehicles sold must be zero emission. This initiative aims to combat climate change and reduce pollution. While environmentalists applaud the move, many in the automotive industry express concerns about the feasibility of such a rapid transition, citing infrastructure challenges and consumer readiness. Critics argue that this mandate doesn't just shift technology, it rewrites the rulebook of American car culture. Rick Hendrick, aligning with General Motors and other dealership groups, has voiced strong opposition to California's EV mandate. Their primary concern isn't with the electric vehicles themselves, but with the accelerated timeline imposed by the state. They argue that the current infrastructure isn't equipped to support such a swift shift, and that many consumers still prefer gasoline-powered vehicles for their affordability and convenience. Behind closed doors, some insiders even worry the move could lead to mass layoffs and dealership closures. NASCAR's identity is deeply rooted in the roar of combustion engines and the thrill of high-speed races. A nationwide shift towards electric vehicles could redefine the very essence of the sport. While NASCAR has begun exploring hybrid technologies, a complete transition to electric racing would be a monumental cultural and technical shift, potentially alienating traditional fans. There's a deeper fear among old-school loyalists that the sport might lose its soul in the chase for sustainability. Amidst the EV debate, NASCAR recently announced its 2026 Hall of Fame inductees, Kurt Busch, Harry Gant, and Ray Hendrick. Busch, a 2004 Cup Series champion, boasts 34 Cup wins, including the 2010 Coca-Cola 600 and 2017 Daytona 500th. Gant, affectionately known as Mr. September, secured 18 Cup Series victories and holds the record as the oldest driver to win a Cup race at 52 years and 8 months. Ray Hendrick, dubbed Mr. Modified, amassed over 700 wins in modified racing, solidifying his legacy in the sport. These legends represent more than just stats. They represent eras that shaped NASCAR into what it is today. The juxtaposition of the EV mandate debate and the Hall of Fame inductions underscores the tension between innovation and tradition in NASCAR. While the sport must evolve to stay relevant and environmentally conscious, it also needs to honor its rich history and the preferences of its loyal fan base. Striking this balance is crucial for NASCAR's continued success. As new rules loom and old icons are celebrated, the divide between past and future has never felt more pronounced. Rick Hendrick's challenge to California's EV mandate isn't just a business decision, it's a statement about preserving the soul of NASCAR. As the automotive world races towards an electric future, the sport must navigate the tightrope between embracing innovation and honoring its storied past. The road ahead is uncertain, but one thing is clear: the conversation about NASCAR's future is just getting started. The choices made now could shape the next 50 years of the sport. Many buyers still prefer gasoline vehicles for their affordability and convenience. We're not against EVs. We're against being forced to sell them before the market is ready. As electric vehicles continue to take the spotlight, Rick Hendrick's stance raises important questions. Are we moving too fast without laying the groundwork? Are consumers truly ready for this change, or is the government pushing ahead without consensus? These are not just political or technical questions. They strike at the heart of how we define freedom, choice, and progress in the automotive world. At what cost do we chase innovation, and who gets left behind in the process? Hendrick's criticism comes at a time when dealership networks across the country are already strained. Supply chain issues, inflation, and evolving customer expectations have left many retailers grappling with change. Adding a sweeping EV mandate to the mix critics argue could destabilize the already fragile balance. And while EVs promise long-term savings and cleaner air, the short-term burden is real, both for dealers and the average buyer. Not to mention the complexity of retraining mechanics, retooling service bays, and overhauling decades-old supply chains. From a business standpoint, Hendrick is not alone. He represents a broader coalition of auto dealers and manufacturers who feel sidelined in the conversation. Their argument is simple: give us time, give us infrastructure, and let the market evolve naturally. Forced transitions, they say, rarely work well, especially when they involve technology that depends on access to charging, grid capacity, and cost parity. Many are calling for incentives and phased timelines instead of mandates, a carrot-over-stick approach. Meanwhile, California's leaders see urgency. The climate clock is ticking, they argue, and bold steps are needed. Waiting for perfect conditions may mean missing the chance to lead the world in sustainable mobility. It's a high-stakes gamble with no guaranteed winners, only trade-offs. And they're betting that being first will give them the upper hand in the global green economy. But is that a bet the rest of the country is willing to make? California's aggressive push for electric vehicles isn't just shaking up dealership showrooms. It could also have ripple effects throughout NASCAR. This ideological divide is mirrored within NASCAR itself. While the sport has made nods to sustainability, including exploring biofuels and electric pace cars, the core product remains steeped in fossil-fueled glory. To many fans, that's non-negotiable. But to sponsors and manufacturers looking ahead, the writing may already be on the wall. New generations of fans, especially Gen Z, are more environmentally conscious. And if NASCAR wants to stay relevant, it might have to make some hard choices. And that's what makes this moment so pivotal. On one hand, you have Rick Hendrick, a living symbol of NASCAR's heritage, drawing a line in the sand. On the other, a state government determined to drag the auto industry into the future, kicking and screaming if necessary. The clash isn't just about cars, it's about identity, values, and the future of an American institution. Caught in the middle are the drivers, the teams, the fans, and the legacy of the sport itself. Will NASCAR find a way to bridge the gap between roaring engines and silent powertrains? Or will it fracture along ideological lines, with different series and regions taking divergent paths? Could we one day see two competing NASCARs, one electric, one combustion, vying for attention in a split fan base? As the 2026 Hall of Fame class prepares to be honored, it's a moment of reflection. Kurt Busch's wild runs, Harry Gant's old-school grit, and Ray Hendrick's grassroots domination represent a tapestry of eras. They didn't win with algorithms or software updates. They won with heart, instinct, and raw horsepower. And their stories still echo in the hearts of millions who grew up watching them. In honoring them, NASCAR pays tribute not just to its past, but to the intangible spirit that has always driven the sport. The question now is whether that spirit can survive and even thrive in a world increasingly defined by wires, batteries, and environmental urgency. Rick Hendrick has thrown down the gauntlet. Whether the industry follows, resists, or finds a third path remains to be seen. But one thing is for sure, the race isn't over. In fact, it's just heating up. If this clash between
charities is feeding the needy families.
Drop a comment. Do you think NASCAR can stay true to its roots in an electric future? Let's hear what side of the track you're on.